Okay, so it looks like in Exhibit V that there was a whole variety of items that were submitted for DNA analysis, and the data request was 12/5/2019, and you issued the report on 12/11/2019.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, great. And on the left-hand column, they're identifying numbers in regard to the items that were tested. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. And those are the lab numbers?
Yes.
Right? And those lab numbers can correspond with all those photographs that the state, that Attorney Durso put in, that you've had an opportunity to review.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, Mr. Mestre, if you wouldn't mind, can you turn the page to the third page, please? Entitled Conclusion Summary. Can you see that?
Yes.
Great. I want to go through these with you. Tell us what the conclusion summary is.
Conclusion summary is just a table to kind of give you a quick synopsis of the item number, the description of that evidence, the type of profile that was obtained from that evidence, and then the two knowns are listed across the top to show what in short, was the conclusion to those items of evidence versus me reading all the words that I read before in the conclusions.
Thank you for doing that. Okay. So where we have the evidence description on the left-hand side, and then you have the knowns for Christine Holloway and Jose Morales on the right side. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go through the report with you here, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to go to the first item. It says swabbing's leading edge of one nail clipping left hand, right?
Yes.
And that was from Christine Holloway, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the material that was on the swab of the left-hand nail clipping was tested by you, and Jose Morales was eliminated, correct?
Correct.
He was not the source of what you analyzed.
Correct.
Terrific. Let's go to the next one. The leading edges of the remaining clippings of the left hand. You analyzed that?
Yes.
I'm just going to assume that you analyzed all these, okay?
Yes, I did, yeah.
All right, if you're comfortable with that. What was the status in regard to Mr. Morales? Was he eliminated from that?
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to the right hand, the third item. Tissue-like material from fingernail clippings of the right hand. Was Mr. Morales eliminated?
Yes.
Could you just tell the jury what tissue-like material is?
It is just from the body. It'll be a chunk of skin.
Okay, all right. So that's compared. And you have the known for Mr. Morales, and he was eliminated, correct?
Correct.
All right, great. And the last one, in regard to the hands, the leading edge nail clippings of the right hand of Miss Holloway, was he eliminated?
Yes.
Okay, let's move away from the clippings from the hand now. And then I see a stain near the bottom of the seam of the trash bag, correct?
If you could just tell me what number you're on.
I'm sorry,
It's okay.
004-001.
Okay, yep.
Okay, I'm just going to go right down the list with you, okay? And was Mr. Morales also eliminated from that?
Yes, he was.
Swabbing from the exterior flap of the trash bag, the finding is he cannot be eliminated.
Correct. He cannot be eliminated.
Okay, just tell the jury what cannot be eliminated means.
Cannot be eliminated was that partial match between the known profile and the evidentiary profile. So even though all of his types weren't seen in the evidentiary profile, some of them were, and it's still a positive association.
Okay, so it's a situation where maybe part of the DNA matches up, but not all of it?
I detected only part of the types of him. Like it's a mixture profile. Some of his types were not detected at all the tests that we performed.
Terrific. Okay. Now, the next one was the swabs, gas, and brake pedal. Do you see that one?
Yes.
Okay. The finding was inconclusive.
Yes, that was inconclusive back then, but I have issued an amended or supplemental report to actually report out that likelihood ratio, since our protocol now is to report out anything above 1.
Right, and I'm going to go through that report with you as well.
Okay.
Okay, but as of the date that you did this, that was inconclusive.
Correct.
The gear shifter, what was the result of that, please, in regard to Mr. Morales only?
He could not be eliminated.
Okay, and just tell us what that means.
That was the same thing that I just talked about, the partial match.
Okay. The next was a swab from the BLS, blood-like stain from the front passenger interior door handle, correct?
Yes.
And how about Mr. Morales there?
He was eliminated.
Great. Now, we're going to talk about some hammers that were submitted. And I take it that these were just submitted by the Ansonia Police Department, and you don't know where they came from or how they were obtained.
I don't recall. Some of the evidence submission paperwork might document where they came from, but as of right now, I don't recall where they came from.
Probably better to ask the Ansonia officers about where they were found.
That might be better, yes.
I would think so too. Okay, but let's just talk about your analysis while you're here, okay? The first thing says swabbing handle of hammer. You see that one?
Yes.
And what's the result of that?
In comparison to Jose,
Yes.
he cannot be eliminated as a contributor to that mixture.
Okay, so that's the partial that you told us about.
Correct.
Okay, let's go to the next one, the face of head of hammer.
Same conclusion, cannot be eliminated.
Okay, and then the next submission was bristles of hairbrush, and we're not going to go into that because there's no results, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go down now to, just to call your attention, is 12-001, swabbing handle of hammer.
Correct, yes.
Okay, and what about Mr. Morales on the handle of a hammer?
He was included as a contributor to that mixture.
Okay. Do you happen to know, are all of these exhibits, because they're, for example, it looks like Exhibit 9 is a hammer, Exhibit 12 is a hammer, Exhibit 13 a hammer. Are they different hammers?
I would believe so, because each exhibit has a different number.
Okay, great. 12002, swabbing the face, the head of the hammer. What's the result there?
Jose cannot be eliminated as a contributor.
Okay, and the swabbing of the handle of the hammer?
Also cannot be eliminated as a contributor to that.
Okay, and then we have swabbing of the face of head of hammer.
He's eliminated as that.
Okay, and swabbing of the handle of the hammer, which is now Exhibit 14, Submission 14.
He's eliminated as a contributor to that mixture.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to the next report, if it's okay with you.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Mestri, what's the next exhibit number there?
150,
And what's the date of that report?
12/13/2019.
Okay. Can you call up the data report 12/13/2019?
Yes, supplemental DNA report.
Right, okay. And during the course of investigation, it's not unusual that you have an original report and then there can be multiple supplemental reports as other evidence is submitted or other tests are done on items. Is that correct?
Correct, that's
And that's what happened in this case.
Yes, I tested a little evidence at a time, and a report is issued every time I do a batch of testing.
Great. And that's just to be consistent with the integrity of the testing and the results.
And yes, we can't test 200 pieces of evidence at once. It's a little
Okay.
too much.
All right. Mr. Mestri, could you put up, I'm sorry, what exhibit number did you say the next one was?
150.
150. So this was entered by the state previously, and that date of that report is 12/13/2019. Okay?
Yes.
You're familiar with this report?
Yes,
Just so I don't have to ask you, you authored all these reports?
I did, yes.
Yeah, okay, great. And then, Mr. Mestri, if you wouldn't mind turning to page 3 of the report. Okay. So now we're going to go through this report. The first submission says human hair, okay?
Yes,
And Christine Holloway assumed.
correct.
Could you just tell the jury what that means?
Again, that's when you would expect someone's DNA profile to be on a sample because it was collected from their body. So this was a hair collected from her body. So when I look at the profile and see that her types are there, then I just assume her to it. Because you would expect scientifically to have her own DNA and something collected from her own body.
Right, yeah. If you pulled a hair from what's remaining on my head, you would expect to find DNA, my own DNA, on that pull.
Correct, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, and how about Mr. Morales on the human hair, the first one that was analyzed?
He cannot be eliminated as a contributor to that
Okay.
mixture.
We're going to go right down the list, okay?
Yep.
the second human hair, how was Mr. Morales, what was the results regarding the analysis involving Jose Morales?
He's eliminated as the source.
And the third one?
Eliminated as the source.
Okay. Now we're away from the human hairs, and now we go to exterior heel of the left sneaker. Okay?
Yes.
Right? And it says under Christine Holloway, consistent with source.
Yes, so this is I obtained a single source female profile, and comparing her to that sneaker profile, she was consistent with being the source of that profile.
Yeah, those were her sneakers, correct?
I don't.
If you know.
I don't know, because that's why I didn't assume her to those. If I knew those were her sneakers, I may have assumed her, but I made the comparison because I didn't know at the time.
Okay, that's totally fine, because where the sneakers come from the submitting agency, you're not involved in that.
Sometimes it's documented on my paperwork, but at the time I might not have known. So instead of assuming her, I gave the statistic and the probability for that.
Okay, how about the analysis with Mr. Morales?
He's eliminated.
Okay, let's go down. Interior heel and tongue area of the left sneaker, how about Mr. Morales?
He cannot be eliminated. Partial
Okay.
match.
Now, reddish brown stain, exterior sole of the left sneaker.
He's eliminated.
Okay, now, we're going to go to some other evidence, and you've seen the pictures you testified this morning of things like puzzles and books that were analyzed. Do you recall doing that?
Yes.
As well? Okay, so let's just go through this. The first submission, which is 18-001-01, it says reddish brown stain from the surface of the wooden puzzle base. What was the result of the analysis with as it affected Mr. Morales?
He's eliminated as the source.
Okay, and the next one down, the wooden puddle, another stain on the wooden puzzle base.
Also eliminated as the source.
Okay, the Sydney the Shark book.
Eliminated as the source.
All right, the interior collar of a shirt.
He is included in that mixture.
Okay, and just tell us what included means.
That means that all of the types in his profile are present in that mixture profile from the evidence.
Right. Okay, and how about now we go to a reddish brown stain front left of a shirt.
He is eliminated as the source.
Okay, reddish brown stain front right of the shirt.
Eliminated as the source.
Back heel of left sneaker.
Eliminated as the source.
Reddish brown staining front top of left sneaker.
Eliminated as the source.
Reddish brown stain back of right sneaker.
Eliminated as the source.
Okay, thank you. We're done with that report. Mr. Mestry, could you just tell me what the next report is?
151,
And what's the date of that report, sir?
1520.
1/15/20. Do you have, Ms. Bedell, do you have that report there
Yes.
for your review?
Supplemental DNA report 2, yes.
Okay, so just tell us, I know you said that an original report is generated and then we have supplements, and when you have supplements, do you mark them supplement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Correct, chronological order.
And that's what you did in this case, right?
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Mestry, could you just show us the front of that exhibit, please? Okay. And were these the items that you continued doing DNA analysis on?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. Mr. Mestry, if you wouldn't mind, would you turn to the conclusion, excuse me. Could you, Mr. Mestry, could you go to page 2 for me? 2 of 15. So there was a lot of items that were considered, not all tested, but there were a lot of items notated in this report. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Mestry, could you go to page 4 or 5 for me, please? And these are all full exhibits for the jury. Okay. In the same manner, I'm just going to run through the column with you, okay?
Yes.
All right. The first item is a sample from a genital swab, and what was the result as it affected Jose Morales?
He's eliminated as the source.
Okay. And then second, interior back left sleeve of shirt.
He cannot be eliminated as a contributor.
Okay. Reddish brown stain on the interior lower back of the shirt.
Eliminated as the source.
Reddish brown stain chest area of the shirt.
Eliminated as the source.
Swabbing unstained areas of top surface of the puzzle base.
Cannot be eliminated as a contributor.
Okay. And then we have the Sydney Shark book,
Eliminated as a contributor.
right? Bath time book.
Eliminated as a contributor.
And then we have an unstained area of the bath time book,
Cannot be eliminated as a contributor.
right? The Bible reader's book,
Eliminated as a source.
swabbing unstained area of the Bible reader's book,
Cannot be eliminated as a contributor.
okay? What makes a rainbow book?
Eliminated as a source.
Unstained area of what makes a rainbow book.
Eliminated as a contributor.
Then we go into the Crocs. You saw the pictures of the pink Croc, right?
Yes.
Did you test one or two Crocs, do you recall?
I believe it was just one.
I think so too. Okay, thank you. The unstained area of the Croc, what was the result as in regard to Mr. Morales, please?
Cannot be eliminated as a contributor.
Okay, and then the unstained area, the interior of the Croc,
Cannot be eliminated as a contributor.
the exterior outside sole of the Croc,
Eliminated as a source.
the reddish brown stain on the Croc.
Eliminated as a source.
Okay. Now, swabbing RB debris from two HLFs, I think is hair-like fibers. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, and what was the results there?
That was an inconclusive result.
Okay. Next one, reddish brown staining side A of a bath towel.
He is consistent with the source.
Okay. And the side A of the bath towel.
He's included as a contributor.
Okay. Just tell us what's the difference between consistent with the source and included.
Consistent with the source is when you have a single source profile. Included is when you have a mixture profile that you're comparing to.
Okay. So the reddish brown stain side A is a mixture, meaning that there's more than one person's DNA that's there.
That's correct.
Great. Okay. The last one on that page, please, the upper portion of the toothbrush.
Eliminated as a contributor.
Okay. We're just going to go over to the next page. The mouth portion of a straw.
Eliminated as the source.
Okay. Now, let's go to the diaper pail. Reddish brown stain exterior upper back of the diaper pail.
Eliminated as a source.
Okay. The ridge of the diaper pail.
Eliminated as the source.
The swabbing of the unstained areas of the diaper pail.
Eliminated as the source.
And finally, the unstained areas of the exterior body of the diaper pail.
Eliminated as the source.
If you recall, and I know it's been 5 years, when the puzzles and the books all came, were they packaged together in one evidence bag at the time that you obtained the swabs?
That would have been a question for the forensic biology person because I didn't examine the actual books and puzzles. The forensic biology examines those pieces of evidence, makes swabbings, makes cuttings, puts them in little tubes for me, and that's what I actually get is the tubes of the swabbings or cuttings to do my testing.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Mestry, what's the next exhibit number, please?
152, data report, 115.
Okay. Can we go to that report as well, please?
Supplemental DNA report 3.
Okay. Now, and Mr. Mestry, if you could just put the front page up there for us. Okay. Your Honor, this is what I represent is going to be tied in with later testimony, but we're going to utilize, with the court's permission, of course, Ms. Medell at this point. Okay, so there's only a few items that were there, and you testified this morning in regard to your analysis of these items. And I think you said that there were white fragments, and I thought I heard you say that maybe they were combined and put in a blender in order to get a DNA profile.
They were combined. Submission 34 and 36 were combined and put into what we use a freezer mill, it's called, to pulverize the bone fragments.
I'm sorry, what was the name of
It's
that?
called a freezer mill.
Freezer mill.
Yes, where we
Okay.
put them in a cylinder, we put them in this machine, I add liquid nitrogen, so it gets freezing cold, and you pulverize it into a powder.
Great, okay. Mr. Mestry, could you just turn to page 2, please? This is a short one. So the pieces of the white fragment that had been combined, number 34 and 36, what was the results of your DNA analysis as it was compared to Mr. Jose Morales' known submission?
He was eliminated as the source.
Great, okay, thank you. Mr. Mestry,
Exhibit 149,
and the date?
2/20/2020.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to go over here for that one, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and could you just take a look at the front page of that? That was the submission that was sent to you for testing, just like everything else?
So this is actually, it's called an amended DNA report. So what happens is if we issue a report, it gets signed, it gets dispersed to the agencies, and we realize that there was a typographic error. I want to correct that, so I issue an amended report. So all this report is this original findings that I reported in the original DNA report. However, for submission 8-1, you'll see swabs, BLS front pass interior door panel, because in the original report, I reported it as a handle. It was a typographical error. So that's the only thing that makes this report different than the original DNA report.
Are you telling me even the lab makes a mistake now and then?
You know, sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it happens. Okay, Mr. Mestri, I'm good with that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Sure.
Okay. Next one, Mr. Mestri.
150, 153, data report 3525.
Okay.
This DNA report 8.
Okay. You call your attention to the front of it. You have a copy in front of you.
Yes.
And so this is supplemental DNA report VII, which is 8, right, in Roman numerals.
3 eyes, yes.
Okay, great. And so there was some more testing that was done there, correct?
So no additional testing was done. This is what I talked about before, where I said my original reports, our protocol was to report out an inconclusive result when we had that likelihood ratio that fell below what we deemed inclusionary statement. So since we changed our protocol since then, and I was coming to court to abide by our new protocols, I issued a report with just the items that I previously reported out as inconclusive, and I generated a report with those likelihood ratios reported. So we followed the protocols we were doing today.
Thank you. So this, the original report was back in 2019, and this is 2025. I take it there's been advancements in the technology in the last 5 years.
Yeah, this is actually not technology, but just moving towards something that the forensic field is moving towards by not issuing that inconclusive range and reporting out those low likelihood ratio numbers, because they do support inclusion.
Great. So, Mr. Mestri, if you wouldn't mind, could you go to page 2 of 3 there for me? Okay. I know there wasn't any new testing done, but the criteria for the findings had changed, and you amended the report so that we knew that in accordance with the new criteria, this would be in conformance with the new criteria. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, all right. So let's just go through. There's only 2 issues here. One was a swab. It says gas and brake pedal.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And then you said, in regard to Jose Morales, consistent with contributor?
Correct.
Okay. And just tell us, because we're almost done here, what's consistent with contributor mean again?
So consistent with a contributor is the same as what I described as being consistent with being a contributor. So his types were present in the DNA profile for the evidence.
Okay. And when it says swab, gas, and brake pedal, are you able to tell us what car it's from?
I am not, no.
Right, okay. And then it seems like at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, there was a swabbing debris from 2 hair-like fibers. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then type, it says undetermined.
So that means that it wasn't a full profile, and I couldn't determine if it was a female or male profile.
Gotcha. And then how about the finding in regard to Mr. Morales?
He is consistent with a contributor to that profile.
I appreciate that. I have no more questions for you, and I thank you for your time being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mestri.